Everywhere you look these days, it's all war, 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 kill, 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 fight, 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 fight. No one talks about world peace anymore. For fashion, they have fashion journalists. For politics, they have political commentators. Who do you listen to when you want to learn what you have the power to do to contribute to peace on earth? You listen to me. My name is Adira. I'm a peace journalist, and I'm sharing what I know from the field of dispute resolution to put those skills reserved for people in the legal field in the hands of people that experience conflict daily to teach you how to manage conflict and practice peace. Today, I want to bring you up to speed on peace and make the case for restorative justice. Understanding how to manage conflict starts with understanding what exactly peace really is and how it can be adopted as a daily practice. Because peace is not a word or a concept you're unfamiliar with, I'd like to describe peace in the many ways that we currently work towards peace in our everyday lives. Let's start first with you. Everyone talks about having peace of mind. Inner peace or personal peace refers to the peace you experience when you're free from emotional or psychological stress that oftentimes could be caused by conflict. This is why we go to therapy. Living in harmony and having no conflict in our relationships with our friends, co-workers, or family members would be interpersonal peace. And honestly, I really think interpersonal peace is at the heart of dispute resolution because most of the conflict we experience is with other people every single day. If we achieve peaceful coexistence of cultures, traditions, religions, and identities, and at the same time experience social harmony with our neighbors or local communities, that would be cultural and community peace. Of course, that is my delusional dream. The conversation around climate change is all about resolving the conflict between humans' behavior towards natural resources and the environment, with the end goal being environmental peace. And of course, there is negative and positive peace. In Martin Luther King Jr.'s letter from a Birmingham jail in 1953, he wrote about negative peace as the absence of tension and positive peace as the presence of justice. Speaking to the fact that just because there's no violence doesn't mean that the peace is good enough. And real good peace comes when justice is restored. Which brings me to my case for restorative justice. According to the grandfather of restorative justice, Howard Zaire, in his little book of restorative justice, it's based upon this old common sense understanding of wrongdoing and the underlying assumption that if someone does something wrong or harmful, they have an obligation to make it good, to make it right for the good of the community. Restorative justice is about addressing the impact and the injustice involved with the conflict. I relate so much with restorative justice because in Igbo culture, restoring the moral balance is the goal of our cultural dispute resolution. Because as Igbo people, we see ourselves as connected with every living being. A harm done to one is a harm done to all, done to the community, and must be repaired. The concept of restorative justice is a very ancient, indigenous, and traditional unwritten theory that influenced some version of the British legal system we use all over the world today. If you commit a traffic violation, you pay a fine to the city because technically it was the city laws you offended. A man murders someone and the state sends him to jail for life because a life for a life, right? But bringing restorative justice into real life terms, if your daddy has been sitting down in ICE detention for 6 months, sorry, I voted for Trump does nothing to repair the harm done. Restorative justice is not just about ending the tension and maintaining the peace. It's about first considering whoever you may be in conflict with as a member of your community, even if that community is just humanity. And taking it further to care enough about members of your community to want to do the right thing, care enough about humanity to want to do the right thing. You care about the preservation of the relationship, even if not a close one. Imagine, for example, a teen breaks into a home in their neighborhood on a dare, but gets caught. And instead of calling the police, the homeowner might instead ask him to either work off to pay for the broken window or replace it by actually fixing it in. In doing that, the neighbor has practiced restorative justice by not sending his neighbor's child to jail because that'll be awkward, seeking instead to preserve their neighborly relationship. In the book Restorative Justice, A Vision for Healing and Change, Susan Sharp developed 5 restorative justice principles that I believe, if adopted, could change everyone's life. Invite full participation and consensus. Heal what has been broken. Seek full and direct accountability. Rewrite what has been divided. And strengthen the community to prevent future harms. Now, imagine if more people viewed wrongdoing and conflict, fight, fight, yell, yell, war, as harm and rather than an opportunity to crush them in court, take them for every penny they're worth, or kill them. Both parties work together to get justice, repair the harm, and preserve the relationship. And preserve our lives, because why does everybody have to die? The ultimate version of peace could be if more people considered all of humanity as an extension of community, took responsibility during conflict when harm was done, and then took actionable steps to repair the harm done. That to me is how I believe we can start to develop the practice of peace. My name is Adira, and I hope you'll join me in solving for peace.